Well, now this is a problem because now there is a psychological issue with the man where he doesn't know what he brings to the table. And now the woman is in there doing all of these duties. Now he feels inferior.
Willie D. Live.
But nuclear family was never it. Nuclear family is part of the reason why all of the problems existed. Because even during the War, when the men had to leave, right? When the men left and went to the War, all the women had to take all of these jobs. Well, when they came back, the men didn't really have a role. So what ended up happening, because prior to father, their identity being branded as being a father, they were actually being branded to be soldiers to go die in the wars. Once they came back injured, we needed to find something that we could do for the males because they came back from the war and there's nothing for them to do. So let's make them American dads now. Well, now this is a problem because now there is a psychological issue with the man where he doesn't know what he brings to the table. And now the woman is in there doing all of these duties. Now he feels inferior. Like this is a whole lot of issues. But on top of that, they birthed a whole lot of children that nobody knew how to develop and raise because most humans are not studying child development. They're not studying human psychology. So they're just trying things. And, well, I didn't like how this felt when I grew up, so I'm going to do my child differently. And I'm going to give my child everything that I didn't have, which ends up screwing up the child's nature. And there's nobody with an actual philosophy or a moral compass or code of ethics where they're all in the community rolling on the same philosophy that can reinforce what the parents teach. Everybody on their own thing now, and nobody knows what they're doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. That's one of the biggest reasons why we have so much chaos in society at large. And that's not just black community, for those of you who are sitting back thinking they're talking about them. No. We're talking about American society because, to your point, we do not care about our neighbors. We don't love our neighbors. We don't love our neighbors' children. And they don't love us, and they don't love our children.
Right.
And this is why it's so easy for outsiders to come into the neighborhood and wreak havoc. This is why you have so many dangerous people who's seeking refuge in our communities who gets a pass. They're in the community, destroying the community. But they're treated like kings at times. They're treated like queens. And they're detriments to the community. They got to go. It don't matter, like, whether they, are black, white, or, they come from the inside or the outside. If you ain't helping, you're hurting.
Correct.
And so those who are hurting, they got to go. And we got to be okay with that. And that it also just to extend your point about extend some commentary on your point about people doing their own thing. We living in this individual or this individualistic society, right? We do the same thing when it comes to. We do the same thing when it comes to just getting out, right? Many of us who get out, we're kind of taught to get out and don't look back.
Correct.
Like, don't bring nobody with you. Like, get out. Just run far as you can. And we're seeing the effects of it. And the trip part about it is that a lot of us are still asleep at the wheel. We don't know that.
Yeah, so it's almost to a point that no matter what you do is going to produce a problem because it's two sides to every coin, always. There's a pro and a con to everything that you do. And so even if you want to do community work, the reality that you got to come to is that you're dealing with a whole bunch of individuals that you have to inspire to make personal change who don't want to make personal change. And so then you have to say, okay, well, I'm going to just go at it alone. But if you go at it alone, now you disconnected from other people who you need networks with, right? So no matter what you do, it's almost another problem that's going to be created out of that situation.